Well, hello and welcome back to the Buildcorp National Women's 15s Championship, the final between the defending premiers Sydney and challengers ACT. Let's go through this match. I'm joined by Wallaroo, Molly Gray. Molly, we've come down to the final game of this three-day tournament, and it looks like the two best teams are ready to go into battle.
This is it, Pat. We're here, finally. It's been a massive weekend of rugby here on the Gold Coast, and I'm so excited to watch Sydney versus ACT. It's another rematch because this is the exact same teams that were here last year. So I'm excited to see what both teams are going to bring today.
Yeah, absolutely. We just saw Sydney just in a team huddle on the far side, and the match before between Western Australia and Queensland was no love lost between those two sides as they threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at each other. So this should make for an interesting clash as Sydney make their way onto the field. Just looking at some of their players, Kobe Jane running through the tunnel there. Shanice Parker of the Australian 7 squad. You can see Grace Hamilton, the flanker for Sydney, just firing up her troops. And here come the ACT, led out by captain Michelle Millwald. And they've been chasing this Sydney side for a number of years. Can they today get over the top of the defending premiers? And we're live on Rugby.com.au for this final match of the tournament. We've brought you all 3 days, and we hope you have enjoyed the matches wherever you've watched them from. The ACT to kick off, that'll be Sarah Carter. So we're about to get underway here at Runaway Bay on the Gold Coast, and Carter kicks us off in this final. And it's just got too much pepper. So we'll come back for the first scrum of the game and a nice little tester, a little how you going from both packs, Molly.
A little bit too excited there off the kickoff, I think, but that's all right. Have a scrum, settle it all down. Hopefully everyone can settle their nerves and get into the groove of this final here today.
We've seen some amazing scrum battles throughout this tournament.
Pull to my S.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold.
Kobe Jane Morgan feeds the ball in. Goes to her right-hand side and gives it to LePepe, but it's not a great ball. The ball's been called back, though. Sydney scramble against a wall of ACT shirts. That was Sarah Nakima getting a couple extra meters. This is very slow ball.
With them all.
And it's too slow, so the ACT will get the feed from the maul. We just see this pack come together. The hooker for the ACT, Louise Burrows, a veteran of women's rugby in this country.
She has been around for a while, hasn't she? I think she's trying for her
This will be her 4th World Cup.
4th World Cup.
She makes,
Wow.
if she makes the squad this year.
If, that would be impressive.
The Wallaroo squad for June for the New Zealand tour will be announced in the near future. And the ACT on the attack, but hit hard in the tackle with Sarah Carter. Michelle Millwald goes into scrum half. And the ACT with some possession in Sydney's half. Carter with a little offload. Going backwards at the moment, the Brumbies. Carter. There's Anna Korovota. And this is a better run. Beata Tupolita with a couple of meters. Ball is slow. Meeks calling for the ball. But it's been stolen by Sydney. So Kobe Jane Morgan calls for it. Bounce pass. So Sydney still looking to attack. Just marching the ball up slowly. Kobe Jane Morgan gives it to Emily Robinson. Sydney have advanced about 15 metres from the last 5 phases. Kobe Jane to Lepepe, who kicks over the top. And Casey Dragsick has to rush back and grab that. She's flung near the sideline. And Sydney may have pinched this with an excellent kick chase. But still good for Remy Wilton. Burrows hit hard in the tackle. Ooh, Sydney creeping up offside there. The ball's been kicked, and that's a great placement kick. Just catching a gap between Shanice Parker and Ash Hewson. Molly, what have you made of the opening exchanges between these two sides?
Very nervous, I think. I think there's a lot of nerves coming into the final match. I think everyone just needs to settle down just that little bit and take it from there.
So ACT have the Sydney rather have come away with it, and here's Latu. She's so powerful, she gets about 10 metres with a great place as well. Kobe Jane. She throws the ball to Grace Hamilton. Evelyn Horomina with a couple extra metres. Kobe Jane Morgan finds Lepepe. Here comes Sydney now. Kayla Salvo making a couple of metres. Kobe Jane to Emily Robinson. The front row from Sydney's being held up at the moment. This is great by Michelle Millwall.
Advantage coming. 7 white, offside.
Playing a long advantage there, the referee. But Sydney unable to get over the advantage line.
Offside.
And with the boot of Ash Hewson, you'd think this is an obvious go for the posts.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I reckon she's probably going to get it as well. Her kicks have been known to be quite reliable.
Well, having said that, she's now kicking for the corner.
Well, here we are looking wrong.
So early confidence there by Sydney, opting not to go for the points within range. So want to establish that dominance at the set piece.
You know, and they are good enough. The likes of Sarah up in the air there.
So the ball's good for Kobe Jane Morgan. It's coming slowly. There it is. Lepepe throws the ball on the inside. To Kayla Salvo. She goes herself, Kobe Jane, and pinches an extra metre or two. Ruck is the call. Pick and go. Just 5 metres short of the goal line. Kobe Jane goes to the left to Lepepe. Gives a cutout pass, but there's too much on it.
No advantage.
Out of
10 white, offside.
Out of the arms of Kimberly Davey.
Forward. 10 white, offside.
So the ACT, Yasmin Meeks, she was offside. So what will Sydney opt to do here?
Leave him up over here. 9. 9 mark here.
Latu. She's met hard by the defence. Kobe Jane Morgan goes to the right, gives it to Emily Robinson. And she coming in for support is Sarah Larman. Kobe Jane to Lepepe, throws it on the inside. This is Grace Hamilton. She's brought to ground. Kobe Jane Morgan, Lepepe, moving the ball across the field now, Sydney. Trying to find space. Alexandra Salisi gets a couple of metres. Kobe Jane Morgan goes herself. Just short of the line. And here comes Sydney. And that's a try to Evelyn Horoma. Great patience by this Sydney side. And they've come away with the first try of the match, Molly Gray.
They have indeed. You know what? They were fighting for that. I'm so glad that they didn't go for the points earlier on in the game there, and they actually kept working and got over that try line.
Yeah, we're just seeing the replay. Great patience there by Sydney. Good ball security by Ash Hewson, who saw her scrum half dart through the line without support and followed her. So that's great awareness. So Ash Hewson now with the first attempt at goal in the game to add the extras. So Ash Hewson adds the extras. And that's Sydney 7. ACT yet to score. And we've just clocked over 9 minutes in our clock here in this first half. What can the ACT come back with, Molly Gray?
I don't know. I think we'll see soon. We'll see soon. I think they're going to be quite dominant through their forward pack. They just need to get their hands on the ball a little bit more.
Latu with the short ball and hit hard in the tackle. That's great defense. Lepepe gets a couple extra meters. Shanice Parker secures the ball. Kobe Jane. Morgan. Robinson. Sydney just testing the defense on that right-hand side. We do have some space opening up on the left if they can move the ball.
Entry.
That's a penalty to Sydney side entry. And Emily Robinson well in that maul there, the Warringah Ratet. She's been all over the park this tournament. And that's not out, or it may have gone too far. And it has. So Ash Hewson puts her hand up in apology to her teammates.
It's not often that you see a mistake from Ash Hewson when it comes to the kick.
Just checking where this kick will be played from. So an attacking scrum now for the ACT. Remy Wilton to feed. Both packs feeding the ball. Wilton. Here's the ACT trying to find a gap in the Sydney defence. That ball's loose, and it's come good for Sydney. Excellent awareness by Kayla Salvo. Kobe J. Morgan to Latu, gets out of one tackle. It takes 3 to stop her. Morgan hunting for the ball. It comes to Emily Robinson. Spins out of one tackle, it's hit by Michelle Millwald, the ACT captain. Pepe points to the right and goes to Hewson, who grubbers through. Oh, and that's got the bounce. This could be Grace Hamilton for the try. Just short. Great chase through by the Sydney flanker. The ball's gone back.
It's not playing.
But a penalty to Sydney
Right off your feet.
for playing the ball on the ground.
That was a good grubber. That was amazing. God, just shy of that one.
So Sydney now on the attack with a quick tap. Evelyn Horimer gets them within 5 metres. Kobe Jane Morgan. Ash Hewson with the pass that's gone behind. And Shanice Parker has to regather it. But it's been knocked on.
Over here. White ball.
So a bit of patience being required from both sides at the moment.
There is. What I love about Ash Houston is when she does make a mistake, she'll put her hand up and she'll own it. And then they can just rebuild from there.
What are you seeing at the moment, Molly? What options are opening up for each side?
I'm thinking when Sydney get the ball, when they get the ball wide and they get it under space, they move it around. That's where they can really find the holes out on the field. That's where they do well. They've got such a strong back line. But I do love seeing all those short lines taken by the likes of Victoria Latu and alike.
So ACT in possession. This is Remy Wilton. Kicks into the breadbasket of Houston, who juggles it and catches it. Kicks over the top. Dragsic has to go back and gather it. She's looking to run it out of her own 22 and is hit hard in the tackle. ACT just a bit flat-footed, and that was a heavy shot by Latu.
Hold there.
Just looking to move the ball outside of the half. Drazic with the kick.
6, too early.
Grace Hamilton just shooting up.
You were too early.
A bit too early.
Grace
Too eager to back put the head on.
A bit too excited, isn't she?
That's on me.
I think everyone's a bit too excited, but the best part about this game is they do have time to settle down because it is 35-minute halves for this final here today.
So Dragsic with the kick. Louise Burrows to throw in. And that's a great throw by Burrows. Straight into the arms of Michelle Millwald. Ooh, and hit hard by Latu. Sarah Carter making the meters there. She plays at 10. Carter kicks over the top. Looking to find Houston out of position, but she doesn't find her. Houston kicks to the corner. There's no one at home. And that's a great kick. Good placement. Puts the ACT, traps them down in their red zone, Molly.
Ash really does belong in the position of the fullback, doesn't she? She does such a good job back there. She's so reliable and she's everywhere. ACT are going to have to do a little bit of work to get out of this one, I think.
So Burrows goes to the back. It's been taken there by Larman. Kobe Jane Morgan gets it to Latu, who's eventually brought to the ground. Morgan goes to the right, takes a step, finds Lepepe. Looks to offload, can't get the ball away. Ariana Kawai. The Sydney team just tightening the screws at the moment. Morgan is wrapped up in the tackle by her opposite number, Remy Wilton. It's good pressure. And that was coming through from the side. That ball wasn't out.
She was lifted off the ground. That's right, but you're at the angle of your 8 still coming in.
But isn't it clear of the ruck then if the ball's off the ground?
Not fully clear.
Okay, no.
Okay, clean it up in this red zone. Have a chat to your girls.
So great insights there from our ref, Mike.
Number 8,
Michelle Millwald's
entry.
just told to chat to her players. A couple of breakdown infringements.
There's been a lot of those this weekend, hasn't there? It's been a bit of a mix-up
Let's go,
around
9.
the breakdown sometimes, but that's all right. The refs have been all over it.
Ooh, and that's a huge hit. Louise Barr is so solid in defence.
Relief!
Morgan to Lepepe. Gives a pass around the back. And Hamilton's now got it. She throws off one. This could be an opportunity for Sydney.
Keep going wide.
Kimberly Davey with the run. The ball's flying everywhere. Emily Robertson, I think, ended up with that. Morgan goes back to Hamilton, who wants that try. Morgan to Houston, to Lepepe. Throws again to Latu, who's met well by the defence. Good patience here by the ACT. And they may have pinched this. No. And the referee might spin someone here.
You'd won it, and then you went off your feet, so you had to leave it. Okay. You've played on the ground there. Charles, I just gave you a warning about your team and infringements in this area.
And the referee had given a warning, so Michelle Millwald sent to the sin bin.
Points called.
She was warned. Quite disappointed then. 10 minutes in the sin bin for Shelley Millward.
Shelley's off.
So I have to have a little mini captaincy change.
I'll deal with you when I need to.
Louise Burrows, battlefield promotion to captain.
Has been there before. Quite experienced with the captain hat on.
So Ash Houston's going to take this penalty kick and just extend Sydney's lead, potentially to 10-0. And she does it. So adding the 3 points. So Sydney 10, ACT 0. And Sydney just starting to pull this game away. Still early days, but you can see the ACT struggling for a bit of territory and possession, Molly.
You're right. I think Sydney are breaking away a little bit early, but I think ACT will definitely trail behind them for the whole way through to the end of this match. I know we're not allowed to be biased, but I am a Sydney girl, and I am hoping for the best for this team.
Well, you are not allowed to be biased, as Emily Robinson takes the ball off the kickoff. Here comes Latu, and that's good hands by the Sydney side. Lepepe with the kick through. Dragic drags it back and kicks over the top. Morgan takes it and she runs her team onside. Here comes Houston. Houston in space, gives the flat ball. Oh, forward. Grace Hamilton, who's been everywhere so far in this game, just catching that ball and just had drifted a little bit forward, but she was away.
Gracie, she really has been everywhere today. Unfortunately, overran it that little bit. Her and Ash Houston do work really, really well together, though.
To the bind on the
often
jersey.
that you see a mistake from those two.
No, it's only if it's uncontested. Let's go.
Back door! Boy, they want down, we should get them.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Early engagement by Sydney, so quick free kick for Sydney. Remy Wilton with the quick tap, goes to Burrows, who goes to throw on the inside. Was met hard there by Ariana Kawai. Oh, that's a big hit. Wilton. Carter with the offload, and Carter's gone down. I think she's hurt her knee. She's in a bit of discomfort there.
Yeah.
Ball played on. The ACT holding on to it.
Still got advantage of 13 blue offside.
ACT just getting a couple of metres up the guts.
13 blue offside.
Gee, the call for
We've got injury down.
Crystal Maguire crept up offside.
His mark.
Just seeing Sarah Carter.
Yep.
She's
One
been
white
so
substitution.
good for the women from the nation's capital in this tournament. She went down just with a knee issue, off no contact, just got caught in an awkward position.
Hopefully she's all right.
Keep
She's
it
in a
steady
couple
on
of
the
knees
hip.
this weekend. Hope for her sake she doesn't join Team Nehab that I am a part of.
Aren't you captain of Team Nehab?
I am.
longest serving member.
Yes, I'm up to my second knee reconstruction now.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's okay, because it's not a fun club to be in.
Well, she's getting the old magic
Thanks, Brett.
strapping on at the moment. Just look at this replay. When she went down, she just fell in an
Just
awkward
strapping it?
position. Oh no, she copped a
to
stray
go?
boot. That's what it was.
Time back on.
So, just probably a little bit of a cork rather than anything else.
She's
Girls,
all right.
let's
She's
go.
wrapped it up.
Time's
She's
back
back
on.
out there.
Yeah, and she's walking fine,
It
so
was
that's
to see
good to
your-
see.
Just needed a bit of a
Somebody
break,
had it?
maybe.
No? Did somebody?
Good tactical breather. But good to see that she's all okay.
13 offside.
So an opportunity now for the ACT, and Carter is even going to take the kick.
No better way to test that leg again.
And it's working fine. So Louise Burrows with a throw. So one there by the ACT, Wilton to Carter. Here come the ACT, and that's a great pass in the middle of the field by Cecilia Smith. Oh, hit hard by Latu. Emily Robinson just holding on for dear life in that tackle. Remy Wilson, that's all bit of cheeky hands in there. Hasn't been spotted by the referee. Good grubber through, Ash Houston motoring. Well, that's great pressure. So the ACT now trying to play it in Sydney's half, Molly.
They are indeed, they are indeed. They're doing well, especially because they are one player down at the moment, and they're doing a very good job without their captain Shelley Millwood on the field. Putting some really good
Keep
pressure
going.
on the Sydney side.
Bring it in. Knock forward off Blue.
Here come the ACT.
Advantage for the knockover.
Carter with the cutouts. Need to put the ball on the inside and wrestle to the ground.
Keep going.
Wilton finds Carter, gives a flat ball. There's a bit of a high shot there by Alexandra Salisi. The referee's happy with it. There goes Carter. And ACT work into the 22. Emily Robinson on the counter ruck, but rescued by Louise Burrows. The defence is definitely being tested here by Sydney. Carter to Dragsig. That's good tackle there by Shanice Parker. Hamilton with the tackle. The ACT just not panicking at the moment, just need to try and get some points out of this situation. The ball's loose and well dived on there by Remy Wilton. Hamilton now needs to roll away. Carter. Brought to ground. And this is slow ball for the ACT. Oh, and she had a look at the defence.
Knock on. No, the ball was
So
clearly
Sydney-
there for you to pick up.
Sydney putting the pressure on with their rush up defence, Molly.
They really have, they really have. Sometimes I find that if you slow the ball down too much, everyone's frozen and they're waiting and they're all quite stiff. So it is always better to sort of, you know, play the ball that little bit quicker. Obviously that didn't work for ACT this time round. Now we've got another scrum with Sydney to feed.
Need you bound to your lock. Let's go. Bind. Set. Hold.
So Lepepi now with the run. She gets an extra few meters. Sorry, that was Kayla Salvo. Good inside ball. Here goes Latu. She's just got to beat one. Oh, fantastic tackle by Drugzik. Taking on Latu. Must be about 30 kilos heavier than her. And Sydney have lost it.
There is nothing worse than making a breakaway run like that and then losing the ball.
So Casey Drugzik with the try-saving tackle. No fear from her on her behalf just then. As Michelle Millwald re-enters the fray after her sin bidding. Just looking at this replay as Latu's brought to ground.
By Michelle Perry, one of the smaller ACT girls.
So, bit of injury time at the moment. One of the players received treatment. So what's been your thoughts thus far, Molly?
I can't get over that run just then. Latu is probably one of the most devastating runners I have ever seen. She's run at me a couple times, actually. It's not nice. It's not nice being on the end of it. But I'm really loving what Sydney are bringing to the table today. I think they're playing quite strongly. I think ACT are defending really well as well. I think all round, it's just a really great game of rugby.
Yeah, we're just seeing that replay of Latu's run on our screens and such good scrambling defence. She's been such a weapon for Sydney all tournament and didn't play for the Wallaroos last year due to injury.
I'm sure she will be there this year, though. She is definitely deserving of a green and gold jersey this time round.
Oh dear. And do you think the ACT have asked enough questions of Sydney's defence to give them hope as we head towards the halftime break?
I think they have. I think they are very close to breaking through Sydney's defensive line.
Having played against Sydney yourself, you know what a dominant side they have been at this championship over the last few years. What do you need to do to really take it to them?
They are quite a fit side. I think it's just about hitting them up the middle and just trying to break through that defensive line, try and open them up a bit, find some holes and then shoot through from there. You can also break them on the outside, and I think ACT do have players like Michelle Perry who's got some speed on her as well. So her versus Kim Davey, I think, would be a really good match, but we'll wait and see.
Well, Violetta Tuapola has left the field of play. Looks like she won't be taking any further part in today's game after that latest knock. So we'll have a scrum now, just inside ACT's 22. Wilton with the feed. It's powerful. Carter with the kick. It's high. And that's taken by Shanice Parker, who's getting a good drive on the Australian Sevens player, Kobe Jane Morgan. Keeps the ball alive for Sydney. Here we go. Just 5 metres short of the line now. Morgan. Lepepi. What can she do? The offload. The ball's gone forward. As the rain starts up again here at Runaway Bay on the Gold Coast.
This weather has been all over the place all weekend.
It has.
I need to keep the first bind, not rebinding on the short
Our
set.
camera guys have loved getting shots of the flags in action during the rain. So it's Sydney 10, ACT 0. You're listening to myself, Patrick Fox, and Molly Gray live on Rugby.com.au. So a better defensive scrum by the ACT, and they need to clear their lines, and they kick over the top, but this is going to bounce into Ash's hands. You've got time is the call. She goes to offload and goes herself. Runs into a wall of ACT jerseys. Lepepi to Shanice Parker with the offload. She's done well, Shanice Parker, the Western Australian. Oh, that looks like a potential steal. But it's back for Sydney. Ariana Kuwai with the ball. Morgan, Lepepi, Robinson. This is better from Sydney. That's a strong run. Morgan, Lepepi again. Evelyn Horomina. Here goes Houston. Houston with the flat pass, and it's gone to ground, and she watches it dribble over the sideline.
Any knock on there or? Hey? Okay. Play the line.
Ooh, not a knock on. Went back. According to the referee.
Girls, this is a mark. We'll step across.
Sydney was getting ready for the scrum.
Let's go,
They were.
White.
Not a bad option, though, with the line out now. Sydney do have some strong jumpers.
White, let's go.
Could potentially get this ball back.
No numbers.
Bit harsh to have a go at the ACT when they're trailing in the game, but ball over the top. Wilton. This is a good kick by Carter. And the ball wasn't carried over, it was inside the 22, so just leaves some of that territorial pressure.
Now your ball. Come across.
So Sarah Larman with the throw in. Over. Wilton dives for it. She bumps off Morgan.
Playing
And
it
a
on the
full-on
ground.
penalty to Sydney.
White playing on the ground. That's half time. You can take the lot. You're on the points. Points.
So Ash Houston happy to go for the points. Just continue to reap rewards for their
You just got some blood at half time.
raids into the ACT's half.
This will be a good test for Ash. Quite a long kick she's going for.
Houston gets ready. And the ball is high, looks good, and it's over. So Houston extends Sydney's lead. As we head to the halftime break, so it's Sydney 13, ACT 0, and this match is slowly being taken away from the women from the nation's capital, Molly.
I am loving this. I think it's absolutely amazing contest between Sydney and the ACT Brumbies. But you're right, Sydney are getting away with it now, but there is another 35 minutes to go, so you never know.
Well, we'll be back with all that action in the next half with myself, Patrick Folkes, and Molly Gray, live on Rugby.com.au. Don't go away. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back and find out who will be crowned the 2017 Buildcorp National Women's 15s Championship winners. Oh, hit hard by Latu. Good inside ball. Here goes Latu. She's just got to beat one. Oh, fantastic tackle by Dragzik. Taking on Martin. Welcome back to the final half of the Buildcorp National Women's 15s Championship. We're in the final between Sydney and the ACT. You're listening to the thoughts of Molly Gray and myself, Patrick Folkes, as Ash Hewson goes to restart. She kicks that ball high, and captain to captain, Michelle Millward will take it. He's hit hard in the tackle. So the ACT trailing Sydney, who's on 13, has yet to score. Can they do enough in this half and break Sydney's stranglehold on this championship? So the ACT pick and go. And that's an early mistake.
Knock on right.
By Remy Wilton.
Scrum down.
So might have an
Take
injury.
your time. Time's off.
Time is off. Just may have copped a little blow to the knee in that breakdown. Molly, we've just seen Shanice Parker walk over on our short side of the field. What have you made of her performances throughout this
Come
tournament?
back on.
I think she's been
Knock on off
brilliant.
what?
She's great out there on the wing, and she's made a really great transition from sevens back into the 15s. It is hard to do, especially coming from that full-time sevens program. But I know that Tim Walsh has been really great at letting her attend the Rats training sessions and games. So she's had that really good experience so far with the 15-a-side game, and she's doing amazing this weekend.
And good for her to continue in her rugby development as Badabasaga gets that ball out. Here comes Sydney on the attack. Badabasaga. Another solid pass. And that wasn't as good, but Sydney still on the attack through Evelyn Horomina. With Lepepe standing in 10. Kobe Jane Morgan seems to have moved to that far wing. It's changed to Sydney at halftime. Pepe. Solid hits on Sarah Nakima. Badabasaga. Larman. Emily Robinson now. She's met hard in defence by Louise Burrows. Playing advantage. Ashusen kicks over the top. And that's going to go out in the full.
Coming through, playing the half. Offside.
So Ash Houston just talking to her troops. She knew she had the advantage there. What do you think of the impact Badabasaga makes when she comes onto the field, Molly?
She does have a wealth of experience at the 9. You know, she did play 9 at the recent Test match late last year for the Wallaroos. So she's great. She's got a really great pass on her off the back of that ruck, but I think she just needs to settle it down a little bit. She's firing them a little bit too high at the girls. Sometimes aiming a bit for the face. No one wants that if you're running off the back of a ruck. But no, I think Illy's doing a great job at 9.
So Robinson dives on it, flings it back.
Knock on off white first, then off blue. Knock on off white in the line out, so it's scrum down on the 15.
So scrum on the 15 to Sydney. Following a collection of knock-ons.
Big scrum, Sydney! Big scrum!
Yeah.
Crouch!
Affects my big scrum is the call. This is crucial for the ACT. They need to keep Sydney at bay if they're going to have any chance of working their way into this match. And that's a solid scrum by Sydney. They're putting the pressure on. That was much better as Lepepe drops the ball cold. Not a great pass.
White scrum.
A great start to the second half. There's a lot of nerves at the moment.
They stopped, they've steadied.
Hopefully the girls can all settle down.
They've steadied.
Emily Robinson just asking if the scrum was steady.
Let's go, Sydney. Yeah, let's leave now. Let's go. Seconds.
Got a lot of front rower who's proud of their craft and the technique around it.
Crouch!
She does put a lot of effort into making sure that her scrum technique is on point.
Set. Steady.
So the ACT with an attacking scrum.
What have we got, Britt?
Hold that weight, girls. Land again, Land. Let's go, Yo-Yo.
Got you. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold.
So Remy Wilton with the feed. The ball comes good, and here goes Wilton. Gives the ball off the back, and the ACT's met hard. That's Drazik there, met hard by Morgan. And she's played the ball off the ground without releasing.
Off your feet before you pick up the ball.
Yeah.
Off your feet.
So Ili Badabasaga wants the line out.
Substitution for white. Thank you.
Numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So Millie Boyle has left the field for the ACT.
That's right.
Good line out there by Sydney Lepepe. What can Sydney do here? She throws and goes. Gives it to Ariana Kuwai, who goes. She's close to the line. She's so powerful. But that may have been rescued by Michelle Millwald. Still good for Sydney. Here goes Latu from a standing start. She's going to be hard to stop from that distance, and it's too hard. Latu scores.
She's too strong. She knew it was there. She was so close to that line. She knew that all she had to do was pick the ball up and just truck it over that line.
So Latu did so well, but a great run by Ariana Kuwai. Got to within 2 meters of the line. Michelle Millward, I thought she may have pinched this, but Kuwai just had enough momentum to roll her off and place the ball legally. And then Latu from that distance, she's just going to be hard to stop. So much bigger than her opposition. She's fallen over the line. Hewson slots the kick. So that's Sydney 20, ACT 0. And this is some great form by the Sydney side as they start to now really pull away from the ACT in this final. Still roughly 20 minutes to go in this game. Well taken there, off the kick. That's Alexandra Salusi. Emily Robinson. Ash Hewson. And that ball's been knocked back. No, going forward.
Over here, girls. White scrum.
Gonna have a scrum just on the 15-metre line.
9 white substitution.
Just shy of.
Unlucky there for Sydney, but this is exactly what ACT need.
Sarah Carter.
Who have we got for you?
After a brilliant 3 days, she leaves the field of play, and she's played very well. As does Sarah Larman, who leaves for Sydney. So both coaches now starting to use the bench.
Bind. Set. Hold. Same tunnel.
So that's come out the same tunnel. So we'll have it again for the ACT. Anything be going through the mind of Michelle Millwald at the moment, Molly? 20 points down.
20 points down. I think that they just want to try and have a solid scrum here. I know that they're definitely capable of it. I think Shelley there in second row is just going to try and work with her other second rower just to hold that scrum.
And that scrum has been demolished. The ACT managed to get it away in time. Hard, another knock on. That's pressure from Sydney. And the momentum is well and truly with the defending premiers.
Let's go.
Brumbies really need to find something at the moment. They need to score soon if they're going to have an opportunity and convert that try to make it a 13-point ball game.
They really do, don't they?
Crouch.
I think their best opportunity will be in their back line. They've got some speedsters out there and they've got some really good ball skills. I think they can work their way through the Sydney defensive line if they just get that ball out there to the backs.
Good pressure by Renee Wilton.
Step back, White. Keep going.
They managed to pinch this back, Sydney. The counter-ruck's very strong, though. Here come the ACT.
6 white, entry.
Referee not having any of it.
Thanks, Brett. 6 white, entry.
Kate Brown.
Right, thanks, Brett.
It's coming through the wrong gate. So a bit of treatment for Ariana Kiwai.
We've got a sub for her, so she's right. Stand up.
She's back on her feet. So penalty stands for Sydney, and Ash Houston will look to kick for the corner. Ooh. And they've forced that back in field, have they? No.
Have a look at their numbers. Yellow, white, look at their numbers.
Latu. Happy throws the ball on the inside. Houston with the cutout. And that's a great run by Salusi. Badabasaga goes to the left. That's not a great pass.
Knock on. Advantage white.
So the Brumbies have it. Oh, frustration.
Knock on there. First one over here. Off blue. White scrum.
Masepa Salisa just couldn't hold on to that one. And when things are against you in your final and you're getting frustrated, it's hard to clear your head enough to get back in the game sometimes, and you just sense this is just unraveling a bit for the ACT.
It is a little bit. It is hard to keep a cool head, but hopefully ACT can just calm down a little bit and start executing everything the way that it's meant to be. There we go. That's exactly what they need.
Short ball. That's a barnstorming run.
Advantage, not rolling.
Playing advantage for not rolling away. Burrows with the show and go. Michelle Millwall just, oh, that's a huge counter ruck.
Not rolling.
I think from the side as well. Evelyn Horimna.
Where you are, where the ball is. Yep.
So a good kick there by the ACT.
Number 7, 17 and 21. White? White, yes.
Emma Massey. Yolanda Maivara.
time's back on.
And Remy Wilton will leave the field of play. That's their championship done. As more changes are made to the Brumbies side, they look to try and bring on some fresh troops to maybe bring on some fresh options. Michelle Willow not great off the top there, but it's been rescued by the ACT. There's a knock on there. Another frustrating blow for the Brumbies who can't get out of their own half.
They can't. This is not what they need. So close to the end of the second half.
One blue. Blue 11. Crouch. Bind. Set.
So the ACT all offside. And will Sydney just take the points and really bury any hopes of a Brumbies revival? Now they're going for the throat and kicking for the corner. So a real statement being made by Captain Ash Hewson there.
Very big statement. Great kick from Ash Hewson. Yes, I'll take the line out. Just inside that 22.
Throw over the top, it's grabbed by Salusi. And they're going to look to maul it. Buttamasaga calling for it though. She wants the ball, it's coming slowly, she gets it. Lepepe with the pass, here's Morgan, Morgan to Hewson, Hewson for the corner, and that's a try. And you'd think now this match is well and truly buried. And the Brumbies have just run out of opportunities. So just looking at the replay, Lepepe to Morgan to Ash Hewson, and just such good hands by Hewson there, Molly. Buttamasaga struggled to get that ball out from the forwards, and great interlinking play and just the speed on the outside by the ACT. Dravesic couldn't catch her opposite number. And Sydney really pulling away now.
Definitely showing ACT what it's all about.
They've been the form team all tournament, and they've always looked like they were going to be difficult to beat. But their domination of this competition, just a reflection of the talent they have at their disposal. And that is, can't get much straighter than that by Ash Hewson. So Sydney 27, ACT still yet to score, just ticked over 50 minutes in this final. So the ACT now really playing with a bit of pride in that jersey. Be very difficult to come back from here. I think that's Emily Chancellor who's made her way onto the field. She's also played well this tournament. Tasman Shepherd. Buttamasaga to Lepepe, short ball, Salusi. Lepepe on the inside, ball's been lost. Here we go, the ACT have an opportunity now. Good offload, but the ball's just not sticking in the mitts.
It's not, but lucky for them, they haven't lost the ball just yet.
White number 8. White 8. Thump.
So Irene MacArthur leaves the field for the Brumbies.
Seconds in. Second then. And six.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold.
Brumbies under pressure. So just getting monstered by that rushing up Sydney defence. It's playing with such confidence now. They know they just need to hold on and this championship will be theirs.
Advantage. 8 blue slowing the ball.
Knock on.
8 hands slowing the ball.
So that was Victoria Latu putting her hands in the ruck.
A little bit too excited there, I think, Pat.
Ashley Cara gets the ball about 12, 15 metres further down the field. Louise Burrows now with the throw. So Sydney have the ball in play. Badabasaga looks for it.
Hands in the ruck.
Again, another breakdown infringement. This time by the ACT. And you don't need that when you're trailing the game 27 points down.
You do not. Absolutely right, Pat. You really don't. These girls really need to start working on their discipline in this second half.
I think that's an issue across the tournament. We've seen that quite a bit. I think that's something that Wallaroos head coach Paul Varel will need to work on with the squad when it comes together.
I think so. There's been a real lack of discipline around the rucks, I've found. Sometimes a bit of a lack of understanding, especially around where that gate is. But there's been a lot of talks with the refs around town as well, so everyone's getting a better understanding. Oh.
Latu hammered in the tackle, though. Badabasaga tries to give quick ball, and it comes slowly. Sydney just twisting the screws at the moment. Emily Chancellor's called for it. Ball's gone backwards, says the referee. Chancellor now with the ball, and she loses it forward.
13 white, offside.
13 white, offside, though.
Shelley, we've just had 2 for offside there. Get them back a step.
And a warning being given to Michelle Millward, the captain.
Blue substitution, 8 blue.
So Victoria Latu now leaving the field, and she's been so good throughout these 3
You're on
days.
the line. Come on.
So dominant, and one you'd certainly expect is due for some higher honours later this year. Up the back of the line, out it goes. Jones with the ball. Now to Badabasaga. Lepepe shows and goes. Gives it to Houston. Morgan for the corner. That's a high shot in defence. And that could be some time in the bin.
14. Shelley.
Michelle Perry.
To the head there. It's going to be yellow.
So the ACT now
High tackle.
really up against it.
Yes, when you're ready.
It's a solid run
Short.
by
Let it
Tasman
come.
Shepherd. Just a metre short of the line now. Badabasaga goes short to Horima. ACT defence fighting hard.
Let it come, White.
Ball's good for the ACT. They've pinched this. And a quick kick. But Morgan's going to be right underneath that. And Lepepe throws to Houston. Not a great pass, but she gets out of one tackle. Throws a looping pass out the side. That's well covered by the ACT. Good awareness there to go for the ball off the tackle, Lepepe. Gives the ball to Grace Hamilton. Lepepe steps underneath the tackle. Hamilton now. Playing with such passion. Throws the ball on the inside, and that's excellent work by Shepherd. Lepepe. Sydney just grinding away at the defense. Morgan to Lepepe for the line. Try time. So Sydney 32, ACT 0.
They're just too good, Pat.
Just really put on a masterclass here. They've prodded and probed at the Brumbies' defense. Eventually, it was just too much for the ACT women to handle, with the space opening up for the fly half. With a beautiful low swan dive.
Great
over
swan
the
dive.
line.
Good work by Kobe Jane Morgan as well for getting the ball off the back of the ruck there and just putting it safely into the hands of Chloe Lepepe so she can go straight over the line. Kobe Jane really showing that she's so versatile in that back line.
Well, you'd think with Ash Houston's success rate, she'd be able to knock this over. She slotted it. So Sydney 34, ACT 0. Got a feel for the ACT. They went into this game with confidence that they could be the team to knock off this Sydney side, but they've built a reputation of really being able to dominate this competition, Molly.
They have, and they are going for their third year in a row at the National Championships. Really showing why they are the champions.
Wallaroos spot still on the line. Both team members would be aware of that. It's such a big year for women's rugby in this country. The New Zealand Tour and the World Cup, which will be in Ireland. Barnabasai kicks over the top, says, let's play the game down there. Here's Drazik, who's been so strong for the ACT today. She's hammered in the tackle. Sydney really playing with their tails up at the moment. Steps off the right, goes back in off the left. Michelle Millward with the breakdown secure. Here goes Shelley Millward. Loose pass. The ACT not going anywhere, so they kick over the top. And probably not a bad option just to turn Sydney around, but kicking away possessions not going to help you maybe get a consolation try in this match, Molly.
Maybe not, but I think Shelley Millward is definitely skilled enough in the air to be able to contest that Sydney line out and try and get the ball back for ACT. We don't have long left, but it would be nice to see ACT get some points on the scoreboard. Someone just had a fall.
Emily Chancellor knocks that on. So ACT with the option. Harriet Evelyn securing that breakdown. The ACT look to go wide. Just struggling to get over the advantage line at the moment. They're playing on tired legs. Here we go, there's an opportunity here for the ACT. Brumbies just need to keep it in the field of play, and they do so. It was a good attacking run. Now Louise Burrows with the inside ball. Good handling from the Wallaroos hooker. The ACT bash their way up the middle. Look to go to that right-hand side, but they're just being met by a wall of defenders.
Knock on.
And there's the knock on.
They tried so hard then to get around those Sydney defenders. They just couldn't find themselves a
They're
hole.
holding on when we're pilfering like a fair square, and we're not getting the advantage on that.
I've responded to me there.
No, but when we're pilfering, we're getting the grab line first. We're not releasing, but we're not getting the advantage for that.
Been clearly cleaned off.
Shelley Millwall just pleading her case to the referee. Bit of frustration there from the ACT captain. You can totally understand it. She's fought hard today, as has her team, but they just haven't been able to get the reward when they've gone into Sydney's territory.
Crap!
5.
Set!
Buttabasaga with the feed. Pepe. Oh, here's Morgan Hewson. This is great hands by Sydney. Just needs to draw a woman and give it, and she does. But the cover defence has got it. And they've even pinched it. Great work by the Brumbies. Whoa, offside though.
Off your feet, 15.
Off your feet's the call. Let's just have a look at this replay.
9. Pass the ball back.
Just great hands, good running lines. And Hewson just probably needed to straighten a little bit more, draw in the other two defenders, but did well. Can't be long left in this game.
So we've got about 2 minutes to go, Pat.
Burrows to throw in. Sydney have scrambled, but it's still good for the ACT. Need to get the ball out to their backs. Nope, they can chance their arm. Well met by a wall of blue and gold jerseys, though. It's like Sydney are defending with 20 out there. That's how good they are at defence. Here we go, Morgan throws the pass. Can Sydney score a final try in this tournament? Good tackle by Burrows. Oh, penalty to the ACT, holding on.
20 on the ball. Holding.
So we're in the last chance salute now. Solid kick. So Burrows. Could be one of the final acts of the game. Morgan now. Oh, throws it to herself. This is good effort by Sydney. That's Kirley Laws.
No!
No, says the referee. Natalie McClan just getting a couple of metres.
Holding.
Ooh.
6 on the ball. Here we go.
Brumbies doing what they do best, which is pilfering at the breakdown. That's a good run, but wrestled to the ground. High shot. Oh, could have a card.
22. Directly around the head there. Hold it.
Gabrielle Hall sent to the sin bin.
Nothing like a card in the last couple of seconds of the game.
Can the ACT do something with 14 women for the Sydney in defence?
Well,
Oh, that ball's... Oh, I thought they went forwards, but it's gone backwards, says the referee. What can the Brumbies do? Can they finish with a bang? Grace Hamilton just falling off the side of that breakdown. Good breakdown work by the Brumbies. Not a great pass, though. They've got the backs on the back foot. Gives the offload. And that's run there by Kate Brown. Here we go. Ball needs to be given. She's run into her own player, Michelle Perry. And she needs to get the ball back for her team. Oh, Sydney have done well here. Ball is available. Good work by Perry. Burrows with the good offload. Great awareness. Intercepted.
Gone forward off blue there.
And that's it.
Full time, ladies.
Sydney are the 2017 Buildcorp National Women's 15s champions, and they've continued their excellent run at this competition. The ACT falling in the final, and a 34-0 domination doesn't reflect the effort and spirit of this Brumbies side, who threw everything they had at the ACT. And Molly, what a championship effort by Sydney this year.
What a great effort by Sydney. I'm sorry that I went a bit silent then at the end. I was just watching quite intently. Great effort by Sydney. I thought they put on such a good performance. Ash Hewson, one of my absolute favourites in that game, along with Victoria Latu and, of course, Kobe Jane Morgan, who was just everywhere in that back line. Credit to Sydney. They did so well.
Yeah, it's been an amazing effort, and obviously a lot of selection headaches would have been created for Buildcorp Wallaroos head coach Paul Varel over the last 3 days, and that Wallaroos side to go to New Zealand will be named in the very near future. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of players who'll be looking to potentially get into that squad, Molly.
You know, I do feel for the boys. They do have a hard task ahead of them, picking the New Zealand side, or the Wallaroos side, to travel to New Zealand from this tournament this weekend. The standard of rugby has just gone in leaps and bounds over the last 12 months. But I feel that they will make the right decision. We have a lot of talent out there, a lot of fit girls, a lot of fit forwards as well, which is nice to see this time.
Well, it's been a marathon effort over the last 3 days, bringing you this production live on Rugby.com.au, and must thank our dedicated production crew and cameramen who've worked in rain, sun, wind, in different conditions on the hour, and they've done a fantastic job. So we hope you've enjoyed the Rugby.com.au coverage. Just quickly, Molly, guess who's been your player of the tournament? Back and forward, please.
Oh, player of the tournament. Do you know what? For me, I'm trying to decide if I think it was Ash Hewson or Victoria Latu. But if I did have to pick out of the two of those, which I do, I would say Ash Hewson, hands down. She's just one of the most phenomenal players I have ever seen, and I've had the privilege to play alongside, and I'm just loving what she's doing, and I cannot wait to see what she brings over in New Zealand and later on this year in the World Cup. And the Sydney girls right now have got Ash Hewson on their shoulders, and they're celebrating, and it's amazing to see. She's an absolute champion.
And a real stalwart of not only the Wallaroos, but women's 15s rugby. She's put a lot into the game, and great to see that she's celebrated by her teams there as the Sydney side go in to do their war cry. But congratulations to Sydney. A fantastic effort over these last 3 days. They've really done well and deserve this championship. And thank you for wherever you've been watching these matches of the Buildcorp National Women's 15s Championship. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing. And we've been live on Rugby.com.au, and make sure you head to Rugby.com.au for all the latest action on all levels of the game. Wallaroos, women's rugby, Super Rugby, Wallabies, it's all there, so check that out. And there'll be plenty of reaction tonight of this amazing tournament we've seen over the last 3 days. I've been Patrick Folks, Molly Gray, an absolute pleasure calling this final with you.
It's been absolutely wonderful hanging out with you this weekend, Pat. Thank you so much for having me here.
And thanks for everyone for watching. Catch you again next time, and we hope to see you on Rugby.com.au.